Hi, this is Arizona estate planning attorney Richard Keyt. My son and I, Richard C. Keyt, who's also an Arizona estate planning attorney, we prepare wills and trusts and estate plans for our clients because we want them to protect their most valuable assets, their loved ones. The first thing that we ask our clients to do is to prepare our estate planning questionnaire. It's an online form that asks all the questions that we need answers to in order to prepare an estate plan that's customized for each person's need. So you can fill it out online, click the submit button. Our system will send an email to you and to us that has all the information that you've entered in the questionnaire. Questionnaire contains information about you and your loved ones. For example, it wants to know your names, if you're married, spouses' names, names of children, birth dates. Who do you want to inherit? Is there anybody you want to disinherit? Who do you want to be the successor trustees of your trust if both you and your spouse die if you're married? So all the information that we need to prepare a custom estate plan, the questions are answered in that questionnaire. And then based on the information and answers you give us, we're going to prepare custom estate planning documents to do exactly what you want. One of the important documents that we have you complete is called an asset list. And this is important, not so much for us. In fact, you don't even need to give us a copy of it, but we have an online database system where you can enter all of your information about your assets, whether they're LLCs, corporations, investment accounts, Merrill Lynch, E-Trade, bank accounts, real estate, whatever you own, you can enter it into our asset list. And then you can download an Excel spreadsheet that has all of your assets. Now, the purpose of the Excel spreadsheet is not to give to us. We don't need to know what you own and where it is unless you hire us to fund your trust. But the purpose of the asset spreadsheet that you can download is you can give that to your loved ones, so the people you want to know what you own if you were to die. Because think of it this way, if you died today, would your loved ones know everything you own and where to find it? Because if they don't know everything you own and where to find the assets, they're not going to get those assets. So it's important that you have something in writing that you can give to the appropriate people, so the appropriate people will know what you own and where to find it. So if you die, they can make sure that those assets go where you want those assets to go. One of the services that we provide our clients is we give them a link where they can log into a website where they can enter their asset information into our secure website. So what we ask people to do is enter all of their assets, real estate, LLCs, corporations, businesses, investment accounts, bank accounts, all their assets enter into this online database. And then they can download an Excel spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet shows our client everything that the client owns that's been entered into the database. And the purpose of the Excel spreadsheet that's downloaded is it has two purposes. One is it can be used by our client to see what's in the trust and what's not in the trust, so that the client can make sure that everything gets transferred into the trust. But the other very important reason to have the asset list is you need to give copies of the asset list to the appropriate person who's going to be in charge of your assets if you die. So if a husband and wife are married, make sure the surviving spouse has access to the asset list, because it's going to say everything that's owned and where to find it. And then also make sure that the future trustee, so if you die and you're single, or if you and your spouse both die if you're married, you want to make sure that the successor trustee has that asset list that lists all of your assets and where those assets can be found. Because if your successor trustee doesn't know about everything, then some of those assets are not going to be found and your beneficiaries are going to lose out as a result of it. So this is also a document that you can update from time to time, because you're going to be acquiring and disposing of assets, but you always want to make sure the asset list describes exactly what you own and where to find it. And we also give our clients this book that my son and I wrote. It's called Family Asset Protection. It's basically a book that explains about wills and trusts and estate planning and why you want to have an estate plan and what all these documents do for you. So it's a free book, but we give it to everybody who's our client. And now another book we give our client is called the Successor Trustee Manual. And this book is intended to be given to your successor trustees. because you want your successor trustees to understand the law and the legal issues that apply to them as being the successor trustee of your trust. So this is a very informative book, and we do recommend that you give it to your successor trustees. Now, another item that we give our clients is a thumb drive, and it'll be connected to one of the rings on your portfolio. But on the thumb drive, you'll find PDF copies of all the documents in your red book. So you have paper copies in the red portfolio, but you also have digital PDF copies of all the documents in your red book. So you can make copies and give these documents to people you want to have copies of some or all of your estate planning documents. After you sign your estate plan, we're going to scan all your documents so we can make the PDFs, but then we're going to mail to you your red portfolio with all of your documents organized behind tabs. Now, if you do want to make any changes, we don't charge to make changes within 90 days. Now, after that, we will send you an email every 6 months reminding you to review your documents to make sure that they're up to date and that you don't need to make any changes. Because as time passes, things are going to change in your life. So from time to time, you do need to update your trust agreement and related documents so that they're always doing what you want them to do. You don't want them to get out of date.